We break in this hour to deliver an update on the wildfire in Carolina Forest. We've just learned the size of the wildfire doubled overnight from 600 to 1,200 acres. Now, evacuations are in effect for several neighborhoods. So let's go live now to Carolina Forest. ABC 15's Good Morning Carolina's anchor Camille Gayle joined us less than an hour ago from the Quinn Road area, Walker's Woods. So Camille, you're now near the Covington Lakes entrance on Carolina Forest Boulevard, right?
That's right, Andrew. You can see the ash falling from the sky. Looks kind of like the snowflakes that were falling in January, but a different morning for residents in Carolina Forest. That morning, we're telling residents to stay inside. This morning, residents are told to get on the roads and evacuate. Residents in Covington Lakes neighborhood told to head to Carolina Forest Recreation Center. We were in Covington Lakes an hour ago. We saw fire trucks, so we followed them. They were in Covington Lakes, left them to go to Quinn Road where a flare-up happened. They are right back here an hour later to evacuate residents. We saw cars lining up. You can see them right now on their way to Carolina Forest Recreation Center, some heading to 501 Boulevard direction. Those evacuation orders coming in 20 minutes ago. I'm going to take you just a little bit into Covington Lakes. Now, we are not allowed to be in Covington Lakes. We're not going to go too far in, but you can see fire trucks just 1 minute ago turning in here to get those evacuation orders underway. Now, residents that we spoke to on Quinn Drive say that even when we got there, it was only 30 minutes that they had fire trucks leave them, and they saw a flare-up happen. One resident telling me that she ran out of her house, her 17-year-old son as well, to get neighbors to knock on their doors, run to a police car, and get help. That's how urgent this situation is. We see residents with masks on. We see residents standing outside in their yards. They're not feeling safe to go inside because they don't know when another flare-up is going to happen. That's kind of the same situation here in Covington Lakes, where they saw fire trucks leave. So they feel like the situation is okay, only to have a row of fire trucks to come right back and tell them that they need to get out of their homes. So that's kind of what we're seeing. The ash is falling again. We're seeing plumes of smoke go up into the air, and we're kind of monitoring that situation. But right now, that's what residents in Covington Lakes need to do. They need to head to Carolina Forest Boulevard as the wildfire is doubling in acres. Andrew.
Camille, thank you. Definitely a frantic and desperate situation that's lasted now for more than 12 hours. Taking a look now, this is the tense moments that happened around midnight to 1 a.m. when the fire shifted as the cold front moved through. It pushed the fire back toward Tuckahoe Road, that's Walker's Woods. They had been evacuated, and then residents were allowed back in, maybe around 7:38, then only to be evacuated once again several hours later. That notice came in late overnight around 3 o'clock. Our crew shot this video at Tuckahoe around 1 a.m. before the re-evacuation orders were sent in. They said that the fire was moving quickly, raining embers and ash across the area. The evacuations that are in effect right now, they include Arrowwood Court, Indianola Court, Tuckahoe Road, that's in the Walker's Woods neighborhood. Other communities, Avalon, Indigo Bay, the Farm, Summerlin, as well as parts of Covington Lakes, those have been added to the list, and the list seems to be shifting as the winds also shift. This is also some video again of Walker's Woods. We've been there throughout the night. The wildfire broke out here earlier this afternoon, or yesterday afternoon, I should say. It's now up to 1,200 acres, as we said, overnight. When darkness fell, the flames appeared to have only grown stronger, doubling that fire from 600 to 1,200 acres. The latest update we got just at the top of the hour. Now, the last update was no structures had been burned in this fire, no injuries either. The shelter's open. Red Cross has taken over. Obviously, it's become an overnight shelter over at the Carolina Forest Recreation Center on the Carolina Forest Boulevard. International Drive, the latest we know, that is still closed. So as you wake up and go about, possibly getting ready for church services, International Drive should be closed, and you should expect to see it closed from SC90 to the schools. Now, we have crews working around the clock. Camille and Georgia right there in Covington Lakes. We have other crews setting up over at the shelter, and more coming in later on. We're working for you to provide real-time updates, and we'll continue to provide those updates online, on air, and through our WPDE ABC 15 News app. We send pushes to that app that go right to your phone. A lot of folks, you can also get updates from the county itself by signing up for their Code Red alerts. They have links to do that over on their Facebook pages as well. Now, you can download our app to get notifications to your phone. We're on Apple and Google Play. Our morning show crew will be back with the very latest on the fire this morning at 7 in just hours. We now return to programming in progress. This has been an ABC 15 News special report on the Carolina Forest Fire.